Hi, and welcome to this episode of Tennis Volley Talk with Brian Danielson. Hey, this week I just got back from Tulsa, so this is coming a little later than usual to you, and but I just wanted to say that that was a fun trip, and I'll talk a little bit about that coming up. Right now, what's being played right now is WTA play in the China Open for the women. And right now, let's see, uh, uh, in that one, Machova, uh, Caroline Machova, she beat Quinn Win 6-3, 6-4, and then Coco Gauff beat Paula Badosa 4-6, 6-4, 6-2. Machova and then Coco Gauff will be playing in the China Open final with that. And then with the Shanghai, the men have been playing, and let's see, Alex Mickelson lost to Novak Djokovic, and it was two really close sets, and they both went tiebreakers, 7-6, 7-6. Djokovic won the first one 7, and then the next one 11 in the tiebreaker. Popran, he beat Kermanovic, and he beat him 6-3, 6-2. And then with that too, you had you had Rublev lost to Jakub Mensik 7-6, 6-4, 6-3. And then some of the others were suspended. Also, you had Alex Peprin winning, and then he won 6-3, 6-2. And with that, just a real good play. But then the rest of the matches for the rest of the time, they were suspended, I think, because of darkness, because they were playing outside in China, not an inside court. So I think it was called because of darkness or rain. It just didn't find out. But they'll be continuing tomorrow with their play as things go. And then one thing that I was gone, I went back to my home where I lived at one time in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It was really fun being able to visit again and be there, and being able to drive around all over Tulsa again, just reminiscing over stuff that I remember back in my day when I was growing up and going and driving around Tulsa and knowing where things were in Tulsa and all that. So that was always fun. But also what I ended up doing is I went in International Tennis Association men's college championships, and I went to the University of Tulsa that actually has a very nice tennis facility there at the University of Tulsa. It has indoor courts, and then it has also the outside courts, and very, very nice facility to be able to watch the matches going on. And I'll tell you, there were players from Michigan and Southern California, Notre Dame, all over the United States for the men's championship. And I'll tell you, there was actually some really absolutely beautiful singles and hitting going on, and hard hitting and keeping that ball in place, and still even at that level at college, how they can actually have that timing to return such hard serves and still return them with consistency, and then getting into the point and everything. And it was really amazing too what I found out, and when I just closed my eyes and I listened, you could actually hear the solid pop of that ball hitting the center of the strings. And most of the time, whenever they were in a rally, you just heard that pop of that ball hitting the center of the strings. And everybody that was hitting, there's some absolutely wonderful tennis going on there. And I talked to a few people, and but was just enjoyed watching such hard, wonderful hitting of the ball, and being able to kind of, take a little bit of stuff that I was watching, and hopefully I can use that in my tennis game myself. I ended up playing one of my cohorts last night, Scott Johnson, that I've had on here. And I ended up winning. Actually won 6-3, and then he had me down 5-2 in the second set, and I came back and I ended up winning 7-6 in a tiebreaker. I had a good tiebreaker. It was 7-1. So it was pretty good. I played fairly good. I felt good about how I was serving, and then the ground strokes were okay, but I was able to hit some good volleys. And so I snuck that match out against Scott. And he's just coming back from hip surgery, but he's getting back into it, and he still has a pretty good game. So it still gives me fits on certain shots that he hits. But with that, being in Tulsa and being able to watch the tennis that was being played was absolutely wonderful to watch, in the skill of those guys that are just right in the course of possibility, trying to get on to the pro tour or whatever it might be that they want to get into or play. So yeah, with you YouTubers, if you like what I'm doing, be sure and like, subscribe, and comment. And then you podcasters, you'll be hearing about the racket of the day coming up pretty soon. And if you want to take a look at it, you can certainly go to my YouTube channel, Tennis Volley Talk. But like, subscribe, and comment on that. But also, what I did like doing is going over to the local tennis facility called LaFortune Park Case Tennis Center, which is really kind of the main hub for everybody coming and playing tennis at this time within Tulsa, because so many courts nowadays in Tulsa were the high school courts people played on, and they're in such disarray, and older courts. Some of the courts now that used to have all tennis courts now have made the courts a little bit. They resurfaced them, but they made also then the pickleball courts are coming in. So they made half and half with some of the courts that were all tennis courts back in the day. So yeah, Tracy Park was one of the popular parks that had tennis and tennis tournaments from the Tulsa World Open. People go over there and play, and but now they've converted half of those courts into pickleball courts for all the pickleballers, which is okay, but still tennis is for me. You tennis players know what I'm talking about. But it was nice being able to drive around, looking and seeing the courts out there over in what they've done all of a sudden with them, with adding the pickleball. Also, I did like being at LaFortune too, but then what I did is I ended up doing an outside podcast from outside. And it was a wonderful day. I was underneath a little canopy or a shelter canopy outside, and the wind was blowing, and it was a gentle breeze. It was cool. And it was really a fun podcast to be able to do outside, and doing a remote podcast of all things. That was kind of fun. If you guys like that, just let me know in the comments too. If you did like the remote podcast, because it was blue sky and not a cloud in the sky, and it was watching tennis being played. It was wonderful. LaFortune Park, now they've made 3 more courts down a little further out, and then they're also now making 3 more indoor courts with the 3 indoor that they have. So they'll have 6 indoor courts to take advantage of when the weather is colder, that you can't get out and play on the courts outside at times. But that doesn't happen very often in Tulsa, because the weather pretty much nice all the way around. It was mid 80s into the 90s, getting into the 90s when I was there in, let's see, it was later October or September, going into October. So still very, very warm and nice all the way around weather in Tulsa for that. And but it was great being able to do that remote podcast for you, and I just would hope that you did like it, and let me know in the comments. And you YouTubers, like, subscribe, and comment, and then you podcasters also like, subscribe, and comment. And if you want to take a look at the racket of the day coming up, be sure, and then you can do that also, and go to my YouTube channel, Tennis and Volley Talk. Also with that. So now with this today, what you're going to get, it's going to be a Spalding racket. Now the Spalding racket, actually, Spalding was actually formed with a sporting good company with Albert Goodwill Spalding, and his brother formed the sporting goods store in 1876. Albert pitched for the Boston White Stockings back in the day from 1871 to 1875, and later he managed the Chicago White Stockings, and that was from let's see, that was White Stockings. He pitched for the 1876 to 1878, I believe it was, that he then managed the Chicago White Stockings. Now, between 1880 and 1898, they set records at Spalding for actually creating the first tennis ball, football, and golf balls. Also, very first basketballs in the world that they ended up inventing through that time of inventing all of that stuff for the sporting goods and stuff. And then with that, let's see, the first shop opened in 1885 in New York on Fifth Avenue, and has lasted in for 135 years as the Spalding, A.G. Spalding name. Now, Spalding tennis rackets were actually advertised in 1885. Spalding sold imported rackets as early as 1878, made by Jeffrey's company in London. So that's really kind of a interesting tidbit about the Spalding company. Now, today what I have is actually a Spalding racket. As you can see, Spalding there, and then actually it's kind of a light colored wood that's kind of shellacked over, and a different kind of a white color on it, but it's a really kind of a nice color with it too. The Spalding name on this there is actually then kind of in red with the lines above it, and then it's kind of a white shellac on it, but it comes up here and it has the red, the red little line here, and then the light colored frame of the racket itself. It's called the World Open fiber welded throat is what it is. So it's not only the throat, but fiber welded. So the fiber here is laid on top of this part here, and then put on the racket itself, trying to make it the white color. But it has red strings in it, so that's kind of a cool little thing. Also, and also it was handcrafted in Belgium, so that's kind of an imported kind of a thing too. Handcrafted in Belgium, so that's kind of a nice, and this racket here probably. I would say probably in the mid 1940s into the 50s racket at the time. Just regular nylon strings that they had back then for it, still strung very tight. You could probably still go out and hit a tennis ball with this racket today. Even wouldn't hit it. You wouldn't want to hit it very hard, but still you could get out and hit a tennis ball with this racket today even. So it has the leather grip on it here. Very nice color on it. The light wood, I think it could be ash or something like that. All white, let's see, all white ash bow. It's ash is what it is. So it's ash wood is what it's made out of. So it's a light color ash. So that's some of the rackets were made out of ash, or it could be a stronger wood that is a lighter wood too. Very nice racket all the way around for back then in the day to hit with and play. So yeah, like I said, you could actually even get out and hit with this very racket today. So everybody, if you do like that, you podcasters, if you like that and if you want to take a look at it, you can go to my YouTube channel, Tennis Volley Talk. And if you like, subscribe and comment. And then also you YouTubers, if you like, subscribe and comment. And let me know what you think. If you like my interviews that I do, please let me know that in the comments. I would like to know some of the comments that you have and let me know about them. So if you let me know, I would muchly appreciate that. So everybody, get out this week, keep playing. If you can get outside and keep playing and still hit that ball, I do thank you again for letting me come in and talk to you today about Tennis Volley Talk and what I did and what I saw. And if you do like that, let me know. So everybody have a nice week, and I will talk to you this coming week. Thank you.